Did Shanquella's friends really lure her to Cabo with the intention of hurting her, planning her death?
And when they got back from the trip with her luggage, what did they tell you happened to your daughter?
That she got sick from drinking. It was alcohol.
When they returned from the trip with her luggage, what did they tell you happened to your daughter? They said she got sick from drinking. Too much alcohol. Even though it's been weeks since Shanquella Robinson's tragic passing, the entire internet is still angry and demanding answers. Just when it seemed like there was no more to uncover, authorities released new details and evidence suggesting her death wasn't accidental, but was, in fact, planned by her own friends. But why did they hate Shanquella so much? Why would they do such a thing? And what's the FBI saying about this tragedy? Shanquella Robinson's death has shocked the community, leaving many confused and devastated in the weeks following the incident. For those who haven't been following the story, here's a quick summary. Shanquella traveled with 6 friends to Cabo, Mexico, for a birthday trip. They left North Carolina, and Shanquella was in perfect health when she left. The friends she traveled with were Malik Dyer, Winter Donovan, Elise Hyatt, Dejani Jackson, her best friend Khalil Cook, and Nazir Wiggins. Nazir later came forward, claiming that he arrived in Cabo a day after the rest of the group and wasn't there when the events that led to her death took place. According to Shanquella's mother, Khalil called her the day after they arrived in Cabo to say that Shanquella had drunk too much and was suffering from alcohol poisoning. He later called again to tell her that medical personnel were trying to resuscitate Shanquella, but they were unsuccessful. Khalil and the rest of the group then decided to cut their trip short and return to North Carolina. The strange part is that they left Shanquella's body behind in Mexico but took her luggage with them, which Khalil later dropped off at her parents' house. In a recent interview, her mother revealed that Khalil continued to lie when he dropped off her luggage, still claiming that Shanquella died from alcohol poisoning. "What did they tell you happened to your daughter?" her mother asked. "She got sick from drinking," Khalil said. Despite their close bond, things changed after the autopsy results came in. "I haven't heard from him since the autopsy came back," her mother shared, noting that it had been 2 or 3 weeks since then. Before we discuss how the autopsy exposed Khalil and the others, let's talk about a police report from the day Shanquella passed. It claimed that her friends told medical staff she had consumed a lot of alcohol and was found severely dehydrated. The report states that guests at the resort called for medical help, and the doctor said she was stable but dehydrated, yet they refused to take her to a hospital. The report then stated that Shanquella went into cardiac arrest and was declared dead at 6 p.m. However, the autopsy contradicted the police report, listing her time of death as 3 p.m. While there can be some discrepancy in determining time of death, a 3-hour gap is concerning and suggests that the police report might not be entirely accurate. The autopsy also listed Shanquella's cause of death as severe spinal cord injury and atlantoaxial subluxation, a condition involving unstable or excessive movement in the neck vertebrae. This indicates that Shanquella may have been the victim of a physical attack. Interestingly, the autopsy made no mention of alcohol in her system, further casting doubt on her friends' claims that she died from alcohol poisoning. This was confirmed when a video leaked online, showing Shanquella being repeatedly hit by one of her friends, Dejani Jackson, while Shanquella didn't fight back. The rest of the group watched without intervening or asking Dejani to stop. Khalil can also be heard in the video asking, "Shanquella, can you at least fight back?" As public outcry grew, Shanquella's parents demanded justice, leading Mexican authorities to reopen the investigation. The FBI also became involved, and the Mexican police reversed their earlier ruling of an accidental death, now classifying it as a femicide. For those unfamiliar, femicide refers to the killing of a woman due to her gender. If convicted, the perpetrator could face up to 60 years in prison. This ruling led many to believe that Shanquella's death was premeditated, and possibly planned before the group even left North Carolina. The fact that her friends watched her get beaten without intervening raised suspicions of a premeditated attack. Things became even more suspicious when another video surfaced, showing the group clearly planning something without Shanquella's knowledge or involvement. "What's the goal?" someone asks, which raised a lot of red flags, as it seemed the group was making sure Shanquella couldn't hear what they were saying. Also, people pointed out that it was odd how quickly they left Mexico after Shanquella's death. It's believed that the trip could have been an excuse to harm her in another country and return to the US quickly to avoid facing justice abroad. The fact that they left so soon and left her body behind only fueled suspicions that they knew more than they let on. Public opinion has been harsh, with many calling for the arrest of everyone involved in Shanquella's murder, stating things like, "These people planned this whole thing." The anger has only grown as more details emerge, with people convinced that the trip was intentionally planned to harm Shanquella, who was caught at her most vulnerable and recorded for humiliation. In the latest developments, authorities seem to have confirmed that Shanquella's death was premeditated. Mexican authorities issued an arrest warrant for one of her friends, believed to be the main aggressor. They announced that they had obtained a court order and had issued an arrest warrant for femicide against the alleged perpetrator, a friend of Shanquella's who was directly responsible for the attack. They are also working on an Interpol alert and seeking extradition to the United States. While the name of the person the warrant was issued for hasn't been confirmed, it's widely believed to be Dejanai due to the viral video. This news has brought a sense of justice to the public, but experts say the chances of extradition could be 50-50. U.S. authorities may not be convinced by the case, making it unlikely for the person to be extradited unless Mexican authorities have a strong case. However, the investigation is ongoing, and the FBI has also opened a case into Shanquella's death. A statement from the FBI Charlotte field office confirmed that they are actively investigating the case and will continue to provide updates as new developments occur. In the meantime, stay tuned for updates on this case and check out the next video for more details.